woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome back to the 279th edition of TSR Primetime, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Wednesday, 2018. I'm sorry, Wednesday, June 20th, 2018. And of course, we are broadcasting simultaneously on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, right here on the mothership, DonovanSharpe.com. For those of you guys watching on DonovanSharpe.com, you guys are actually seeing this for the first time. Had a little bit of a technical issue with my website. For whatever reason, it took me offline, but luckily I recognized, or I was being told that I was offline. You guys couldn't see me, but now you guys can see me, and it is all good. And so now we are back. We are back online. I'm looking at it now. Excellent. Okay, good. No big deal. Let me mute myself. All right, cool. So we're back on track. So, great show with Rollo Tomassi last night, as I had said a little bit earlier. Rollo always comes. He really he dropped serious knowledge last night. It was about an hour and a half show, and again, the kind of knowledge that Rollo drops on the regular, it's unbelievable. The interesting thing is that every time I talk to this guy, I learn something new. You know, listen, I'm a red pill guy. I've been through it. I know this and that and the other. I know all women are like that. But when you talk to guys like Rollo Tomassi, you learn, even though I'm a purveyor of the red pill, I know more than most, etc., you always learn from guys like Rollo Tomassi, man, and that's definitely why I love having him on the show. And he's a good guy. It really, like, it sucks. I lived in Reno for a little over a year, and I never got to meet up with him because either he was traveling or I was traveling. He was in Vegas. I was between here and Philly. I went to Miami once. You know, it was crazy. But I'm finally gonna get to meet him for the first time at the 21 convention in October. Had a great show, of course, earlier today with Richard Cooper of Entrepreneurs in Cars. We discussed the importance of owning your own brand, running your own business. We discussed the correlation between owning and running your own business and masculinity. Listen, if you own your own shit, nobody can really tell you anything. Yes, there's risk involved. Yes, there are going to be some bumps in the road, but there's something to be said about paving your own path, you know, being in control of your own life. This is one of the reasons that I love doing what I do, because no one controls me but me. You know, I get up every day, and listen, I'm putting in 7, 8, sometimes 10-hour days, but I love doing this stuff. Even when the night before I think, man, I got a shitload of work to do tomorrow. I got to contact this guy. I got to write this article. I got to edit, copy, paste, you know, do all this Photoshop and, you know, all this programming stuff. But when my alarm goes off, man, I'm not hitting that snooze button. I'm up, I'm ready to go. And I absolutely love doing what I do. I really I love it. I love doing it. And this is my own business. This is my own brand. This is what I do for a living. This is how I pay the bills. And I consider myself to be very fortunate that I am one of the very few people in this world who actually gets to make money doing what I love to do. So that was a great discussion between Richard Cooper and I in that regard. We got another Redman group this coming Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern. It's going to be a little bit early. It's going to be myself, Richard Cooper, Rollo Tomassi. I'm pretty sure Ryan Stone is going to be there. Turd Flinging Monkey is also going to be in there, and he's a noted MGTOW, men going their own way, and we are going to have a MGTOW debate. We're going to talk about, you know, some of the misperceptions about MGTOW versus the red pill. And listen, there's no beef, right? There's no, you know, red pill versus MGTOW. And listen, a lot of people think there is. So I guess that's kind of why we're having him on, just to kind of let everyone know that, hey, we're all on the same team. We all believe in the same things. We might have different fundamental beliefs, but at the end of the day, we're all on the same team. And we're going to discuss some of those fundamental differences. So looking forward to that. I'll put the link on my website again this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. So Rollo Tomassi is going to be rolling out of bed. He'll probably have bedhead. He'll have morning breath, and he'll be wiping sleep out of his eyes. So certainly looking forward to that. Shout out to CJ Jackson on the Facebook side. Shout out to Damon Caldwell. What's going on, brother? Phil Moore, good to see you in here. Corey Bradley, Alfonso Williams, IMBOR Gallimore. He says, and stop. Oh, this is funny. This is good. IBMOR Gallimore. With regards to the title, stop complimenting your woman so damn much. He says, and stop defending them too. He says, every time I think I found a so-called, quote, unicorn, she turns out to be just another rat in disguise. Totally agree. Totally agree. Tay Wingo, good to see you in here on the Facebook side. Evolved Phil on Twitter via Periscope. Good to see you in here. And CJ Jackson says he's definitely going to be there. So shout out to you guys on the Facebook and Instagram side. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys in here. 516-666-9968 is the number to call if you want to tell me what is on your mind. You can hit me with questions, comments, show ideas, personal stories you'd like to share, or anything else you want to get off your chest. Now, if you don't want to call, you can always chat. It is right next to the video player. Obviously, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, you can put your chat in there. The software that I have marries all of them at once. So I'm seeing Facebook, I'm seeing Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter comments all the way down on one screen. So I'm not having 18 different screens. So don't be shy. Certainly chat if you want to. But if you want to chat on donovansharpe.com, which is right next to the player to the right of the player, you got to register. And again, I don't do this to make it harder on you guys. I do this to keep the trolls from hijacking the chat. I'm not going to tolerate anyone coming in here and harassing my guys. You guys let me handle the trolls. If the video is running just a little bit slow, if it's lagging a little bit, it's probably because of the chat software that we're using. So if you want to watch without any lagging and don't mind not seeing the chat, click the video only link just beneath the player on donovansharpe.com, and that should do the trick. And of course, if you have something to say, you can always call in. Again, 516-666-9968. A lot of sixes in there. Follow, add, and like me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe on all three platforms. For all things Donovan Sharpe, go to donovansharpe.com. There you will find all of my content, which includes pod picks, guest appearances I've made, and of course, all episodes of TSR Primetime, Ask Donovan, Sharpe Shorts. Be sure to also sign up for my newsletter to be notified when I go live on my show or any other platform. You can also check out my archive of more than 200 articles I have written for Return of Kings and NegroManosphere.com. I've written for these two sites for a total of 6 years. So if you want to check those out, head over to donovansharpe.com. Just had a brand new article drop on NegroManosphere.com today. My newest article on Return of Kings dropped, I think it was Tuesday. So I certainly stay busy. Later on in the show, I'm going to talk about why it is dangerous to shower your girl with compliments. But I'm going to start with something that a lot of guys get tripped up by and are never really aware of it until it's too late. I'm going to give you guys a personal story here. So I was dating this girl when I lived in North Carolina, maybe a year or so before I met my soon-to-be ex-wife, Darcy. Well, things started out great, as most relationships do. When the sex is great, you believe everything each other says, and you're characterizing each other's annoyances as cute or endearing. And I thought this particular relationship was going to last for a little while. The girl was fairly attractive, maybe a 6.5 when she tried. She actually had a pretty good personality. We complimented each other well. I mean, I really thought this girl was the total package. Obviously, I was still stuck in my blue pill mindset, but it was what it was. I could really see myself being with this girl long term. Well, I remember one night, she was at my place, and I got a text, I think, maybe from one of my brothers. I can't remember exactly. It might have been my cousin. I don't remember exactly who it was, but I remember telling her, because she looked over when she heard my phone buzz off, and this, of course, this was the old school flip phone. I'm going to date myself here. And so I told her, I said, well, don't worry, it's my brother, cousin, whatever. She said to me, nah, that's none of my business. I wasn't worried about it anyway. And I said, really? And she was, and I was excited, right? Because I thought she was telling me I could do this to show me that she wasn't the jealous type who was going to be questioning everything all the time. Now, I dated girls like this in the past, and they drove me fucking crazy, so I thought it was pretty cool that she appeared to be quite the opposite. So she says to me, well, yeah, what you do on your phone is your business. So I said, well, okay. So, thinking I finally got the girl who's not the crazy jealous type. Well, As the relationship went on, she was getting texts pretty much all day, every day. And of course, that sets my alarm bells off. And I'm thinking to myself, who's texting her and why? But guess what? I didn't ask because I didn't think it was any of my business. And the reason I thought that it wasn't any of my business is because she pulled off what girls have been pulling off for years and are still doing this to this day, and is what I call the reverse permission trick. Now, the reverse permission trick is when your woman gives you permission to engage in behaviors conducive to infidelity so that she can engage in the same behavior without you. And before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube audiences. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys want to watch the rest of the show, come to donovansharpe.com. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I will see you shortly over at donovansharpe.com. So